Hey everyone, welcome to the Depot. My name is Brad, and today I'm back with another house building video. And I do want to apologize that I haven't posted a video in I think just over a week now, mainly because my tooth kind of blew up and attacked my face. I legit had one side of my face swell to the point where I couldn't speak properly or even open my mouth fully. So yeah, that's kind of why. But it's healed now. Antibiotics do great things. So yeah. And actually, I have been sort of working around how to do this house for a while, and it never really worked out because I played around with putting the living room and the kitchen on the top floor, and then that didn't really work out. So I flipped it around and put it on the bottom, and I wanted the house to kind of look like it was, I don't know, almost floating or balancing. All the two pieces were joined and balancing off each other. I don't know if it really worked out that way, but it kind of did, or at least I think it did. So yeah. But yeah. It's also a three-story house. Well, I guess you could call it a three-story. I mean, one of them's a basement, so that's a story. But on the ground floor is the living and the kitchen and the dining room, or which is kind of at the end here, which is the part I'm focusing on right now. There's also a utility room and a downstairs toilet, along with a second living room, but I decided to use it as a piano room, viewing lounge. I don't know. And then you obviously go up to the first floor, which has the master bedroom, two further bedrooms, which I chose to do a teenager, and a toddler room, and then the family bathroom. And then the basement level is completely dedicated to a entertainment suite, which has a study nook and the fourth bedroom's actually in there as well, but I decided to use that as a butler bedroom in a way. I mean, if you want to change it to a functioning or bedroom for your Sims, the fourth bedroom to this house, I guess you could call it. Then yeah, you feel free to do that. It's also got an ensuite to that bedroom. It also has a gym, which has a separate shower room, and it also has a bar and a cinema. So yeah, when I said entertainment suite, I really did mean it. Also, P.S. This house is, obviously, after I've just listed all the things that it comes with, it does end up quite expensive. It is 170,000, but that's not, well, too bad, I guess, if you really have a sim family that requires four bedrooms and, wants all these things. Plus, my executive mansion was how much was that? I think that was 175, so a bit more. And to be honest, I kind of think I prefer this. I mean, I think this is just much more my style. I love to do modern builds, even though I find them quite repetitive in terms of bathrooms, because for a lot of my bathrooms I like to do very minimal and modern looking, clean, but that's just me. And FYI, sorry about that, that's just me trying to position the windows to have a little, you can see what I'm doing there, to have a little bit of the wood underneath them, because when they clicked in to where they should be, it didn't have any, and it kind of just, it didn't come together at all, so I had to lift them up a bit, and also check that the casing of the windows was still visible from the inside, because it just bugs me and it didn't look very professional if it didn't. So yeah. And just lining obviously all the doors in the house, I guess. Yeah. I know you might think, why did I just add that little wall there? But it is the bar, and I wanted to make it look a little bit, like I said, professional, because this seems like the kind of house where they'd throw a lot of parties, because it seems like an entertainment kind of a house. And there's lots of options where you could hire mixologists or all that kind of stuff, and then I thought I'd try something a little bit different. But it's not really different. I've done it in a few of my, I think I did it in, not really the Coal House, but in Movers and Shakers I did a bit of repeating certain walls, making walls flip on either side into all the rooms. So I did that with this build. That didn't make any sense with the timber cladding that you'll see go across quite a few. It's in all the levels of each house, and it's actually on the inside of the toddler and the teen room as well. So that's kind of why there's a, what kind of wood would you call it? I don't know, a birch? I don't know. Yeah, so that goes all through the house in its own little way. Also, I just want to point out that when I do finish the kitchen, when I test drove, oh my god, play tested this house, the fridge didn't actually work where I put it, so basically the end piece gets removed and I find a way to work it in, and you'll actually see it in the end video tour footage at the end. You might have seen it in the beginning as well, possibly, but I doubt, because it was like a sweeping kind of shot, but oh well. And if you do not like these spotlights, because they're the closest thing we have in The Sims 4 to spotlights, then you're not going to like this build, because I use a lot of spotlights in my modern builds, especially in my bathrooms. And it kind of bugs me when you see lights offset, and it happens quite a lot in The Sims because it's not real life and you don't notice it in real life because you can't see like a floor plan all the time. But it bugs me, and spotlights can look a bit off. But yeah, sorry for using these little jar lights again, but I really, really love them. I just think I don't know, they just, they're so like in right now. Like I feel like so many places use similar lights, and I really like them. They're the only ones that drop down at different levels that I have. If someone has or knows of a pack that I can buy that has similar lighting to that, please let me know. I need it now. It's starting to bug me because I'm really... Oh, and by the way, this mirror thing I got from... I think I saw it on Devin Bumpkin's video for his like Middle Eastern Palace or Eastern Palace. I can't remember what it was called, but it's an amazing video and you should like totally check it out if you still haven't seen it. But his builds are always like insanely massive, and I'm sure they take him a very long time. Mine are a lot smaller by comparison, but I'm new. Anyway, moving on to these. It's a dining area, I guess you could call it, but it's kind of like pushed up against the wall, but it's kind of flipped. I liked how it turned out anyway, and it kind of seems very real, like, you know, in as if it was real life. But yeah, and then obviously putting in the pillars in to finish off the like wall ends, because I don't know what it is. They just look a bit... I don't know. I don't know, if I don't block them off with pillars, they just seem quite unfinished. So yeah, and PS, I know I use the VIP bucket in literally so many of my builds, but I really like it. Like, if I was an estate agent and I had customers buying houses, I'd love to leave like a bottle of like champagne when they move in. Like, it's just little touches like that. But, why am I talking as if I'd be an estate agent? Like, I think you have to like make effort for that. I'm not very good at making effort. But anyway, I'm using a lot of dine out things in this build as well, because I figured that the little menus would be quite cute and quirky to have in a house, you know. It's cute. I don't know, maybe these people are rich enough to have a chef. I don't know. And if not, maybe this like that kind of parent that's like, oh, pick off the menu. I don't know. I've never met anyone like that, but you know, it's The Sims. You can do whatever you want. And then obviously just cluttering up the kitchen. And you might be thinking, why isn't there a sink? Well, I put it in the utility room because this is more of a show kitchen than anything. And yeah, that's basically it. I wanted to keep all the like, you know, washing parts out of the kitchen. I don't know why. It's like I said, it's an entertainment house in a way. And while it could be used as a family house, I guess you could use it as a bachelor house or a bachelorette house. But yeah, it's a bit big for that maybe. I don't know. Oh, maybe like 2 Sims, like siblings who are quite wild. That'd be fun. I should probably do a let's play on it. That'd be fun. But yeah. So obviously putting in the clutter items, which is kind of a limited option I've noticed as I've continued to build that like I'm running out of things to diversify each of my builds. Like I repeat quite a lot of my clutter items, like, and I started to use utility rooms to put like microwaves in and stuff like that, all the appliances, because in certain minimalistic kitchens, like the one in this build for example, like I said, entertainment house and all that shebang, it can just like too much clutter can be like, okay, that's not really the look I was going for. But then again, I kind of brought so much clutter into the bedrooms, it's not even funny. So whatevs. I'm so stupid. But yeah, this is kind of like a little taster of the color scheme. It is the color scheme from the main bathroom on the first floor. But I decided to bring it down into because obviously I think it needed a downstairs toilet, because obviously the main bathroom is like literally up the stairs, furthest door down there, and as it's quite a long house, I figured like that's a lot of time for your Sims to like walk from one room to the other, and repeating that damn pot again that I'm sure everyone's getting sick of, because I am in a way, but it just looks great in bathrooms and I can't really figure out another place to put it in. So if you do like this, well, this room by here could be I guess you could turn it into like another living room, maybe a child's living room, or I don't know, a separate dining room if you want another one. I really don't know. So I kind of brought the jar lights because obviously the color scheme flows throughout this whole house, with certain rooms like differentiating or diverging. I don't know, going away from that Anyway, PS also, I forgot to put the railing on in this video, and it might not even be in the footage, so I'm gonna make sure that's right before the gallery. And just FYI, has anyone else noticed that when you try and build a basement on a house with a foundation, it kind of cuts away the wall and looks gross and hideous? And I tried everything to fix it on this video. I googled it and I just got loads of like Sims 3 forum questions, and I was like, no, Sims 4, please. But there was nothing. There was one question, and the basic conclusion came to like, oh, we just have to wait until they fix it. And I was like, okay, that's another thing we're just going to have to wait for. You can kind of see it there. It's ugly, but I'm sorry. It was either have that or get rid of the basement, and I love the basement personally. So yeah, but I'm assuming that if you got rid of the basement, this build would be like, I don't even know how much less. So obviously this is the master bedroom upstairs. I just want to point out that the ensuite has its own view over one side of the plot that no other room has. And the bath kind of sits in, well, all the baths in this build sit in places where you can take in a view. I don't know, it just seems like you're paying that much for a house. So like, I want to have a bath that's an experience, not just like to get clean. So yeah, PS, this bed is like giving me so much life. I really, really, really wanted something this plain, and I can't, this minimal. Look at the lines, just so straight and even, and I don't know, just minimal. More beds like this, please. More beds that have minimal color options that I can mix in with other things. Also, those lights as well. Like, I love the glamour part. I always call it, because of The Sims 2, glamour life. Like, it's just ruined me that has any kind of glamour / old thing that The Sims releases from the future. I'll always call it glamour life stuff because of The Sims 2. So, thank you. And I also love these little cabinet things that come from Dine Out. I haven't had a chance to use them, and I didn't even use them in my restaurant build, but I thought they looked great in this room and kind of brought it together, as well as, like, you know, I like illuminated things. They just look a lot more expensive. Don't know why. So obviously I didn't want to go too overboard with the clutter in this room or on this specific part as well, because the TV's kind of huge. But I figured, you know, this is definitely the kind of house where you'd have like a 80-inch curved flat screen plasma. Plasma has not been a thing once again since like 2010. I don't know. But yeah, also the Parenthood rug looks great in rooms like this, just FYI. And going back to those lights, they are amazing. I would honestly buy them in real life. The little giraffes with the little heads with the shades on. They're so cool. Like, genuinely really, really edgy. Sorry, I just want to mention it because I really, really like them. So anyway, moving on to the dressing area. And of course, I could have just shoved a built-in wardrobe here, but I thought it was a bit too close to the door and it kind of ruined the entrance to the ensuite. So I decided to put like a dresser and then shelves to kind of make it look like a built-in wardrobe. Oh well. Also, super annoying thing about those really annoying mirrors is that they kind of go right to the top. And considering they're backlit, it doesn't look right, but I can't lower mirrors, they can only heighten them. So that's another annoying thing. But whatevs. P.S. I love, love, love this bathroom. It's just white, I know, and people might be a bit too white for some people, but I don't know, it looks so clean, and it looks, maybe it's just the proportions of it that I really, really like, and the fact that it's, I don't know. It does look clean, right? I'm not alone in that. But yeah, obviously using my favourite bamboo stick in the corner because it just brings in green. I know I've mentioned it before. And then obviously the Amsterdam tiles. Technically railway tiles, I know. And I'm getting really OCD when it comes to how I place my little hand towels because I really like them in bathrooms now. I used to ignore them, but now I love them. So I get quite sad if I can't use them, which I don't think I do in the main bathroom, just FYI. And that was quite sad for me, but I got over it pretty quickly, obviously. And then obviously dressing up the end of the hallway because it is quite a plain hallway because it's just literally meant to access the rooms. There's no other use for it whatsoever. But it still needed a little something because, like I said, entertainment house, you need to make sure that you're a nosy guest, which makes you just FYI for everyone, you'll always have a nosy guest who's like, I'm just going upstairs. And they'll be in your wardrobe. But yeah, anyway. Make sure they get impressed and they go upstairs. But this is the teens bedroom. I mean, you could change it if you want to, but I actually really, really like how it turned out. I always say that for everything I do, but considering this house specifically, it took me about 3 days. And not because, like, I was constantly sitting here, but I had a lot of, like, block from, like I said, building. Like, I was not running out of ideas, but like my brain was just like not coming up with anything. Obviously I was in pain from my tooth, and that didn't really help matters at all. But yeah, and then eventually it all came together, so I'm super happy. And like I said, did I mention it? I don't think I mentioned it, but I have another build coming out pretty soon, which is kind of similar, but on a much smaller scale. And well, it's not similar at all. It's just a modern beach house, but it's completely different. But yes, I know you might not like the curtains, but I like the idea of having like, because most curtains have obviously either side of a window. I thought, considering they're like floor to ceiling windows, why not have one that looks like you could drag it from one corner all the way across to the other, just to open up and get the full aspect of the view. I don't know. It's not real, obviously. It doesn't shut. It's pure decoration, but you can imagine, and so can The Sims. And I love using the suitcase bedside in like teen rooms or rooms in general, really, because they just look like a form of clutter. Like, I know it's actually a table, but it literally just, I don't know, it's a bit, I want to say quirky, but it's just another word. It's just another like buzzword that I could just throw out there, but you know, it is. So yeah, and then obviously put in the little flags, which I like to use in quite a lot of my builds. And I've never done this before, where I put the beads over the mirror. I don't know if I like it or if it even works, but yeah, I do like it. I don't know. Let me know what you think, because I probably don't know. See, like, it was just going for something. I was like, I want to cover that and make it a bit more like fun, like a bit younger, not so serious. Like the main master bedroom is like quite serious. It's really pretty, don't get me wrong, but it is simple, whereas that's like quite quirky and out there. Wow. And that, by the way, that's the part I mentioned earlier when I said that the wood comes into the bedrooms. I wanted to keep it in there, like, so it's like this wall is a solid piece of wood inside the house when it's just a wall. So obviously the toddler bedroom, I think you kind of got that from my overuse of those lights in kids' rooms and that specific wall pattern. But yeah, so it's kind of an orange and a green, as you can see. Obviously it's a child's room, so there's other colors thrown in, but the main bulk is orange and green. And I kind of went for a massive, like, obvious poster wall themed with obvious kid stuff. But I didn't want to fill it up the whole room like it, obviously, but I wanted the stuff above the beds to be like it, and that's why I put the drawing thing in the middle, because it just looks kind of lived in. Obviously, I didn't put clutter on the floor because I was like, I can't put all that on the wall and then put more stuff on the floor, especially considering you guys haven't even put your Sims in here yet. So obviously 2 iPads, because it is like a 2 toddler room. Like, I just figured it was a bit big for one, because toddlers are little people, so this room is clearly massive to them. But it's pretty much got everything your toddlers need. I mean, I put the toilet, little potty. That's what it's called, yeah. It's called a potty, right? I mean, yeah. I just get confused because things are different in the UK to other places sometimes. Sorry. Once again, bringing in the curtain, obviously, like, I've done that. I think I did that at the beginning, but I just brought in an orange. And then a little desky kind of area here, which, by the way, if you do not want to do it as a children's room, I did obviously prepare it. So you could put a fitted wardrobe in here if you want to. You will need to use move objects, because for some reason that window's a horrible person and doesn't let them go in unless you put the cheat on. But yeah, that's why that little, or you could just keep it as a nook if you wanted to. But I figured kids didn't really need a walk-in wardrobe. So let's have a study nook. And then obviously moving on to the family bathroom, main bathroom, the one that would access the 2 children's rooms and possibly, no, I lie, the butler's bedroom has an ensuite, because who lets their butler use their family toilet? I don't have a butler. And then obviously, just like I said, I did mention that it would be a sandstone and a brown in here as well. And I kind of played around with the little wall lights that I love to use once again in modern builds. Technically overuse, I should say. Yeah, way too much. You'll know if you saw my penthouse build that I use them too much. Sorry. But yeah, so I kind of put those down low on the floor in the bathroom to create like a, I don't know, like a light-in effect that I kind of couldn't work out if it would work. And obviously you saw me there trying to put the little hand towels in, but I kind of thought it undermined the lights that were next to the sinks and the mirrors. It just like it didn't match at all. It kind of looked a bit too much, so I was like, no, we'll just have the folded ones, that'll be fine. And then obviously a little basket, because it's nice to have some lived in clutter. Note I said some, not loads, some. Depends on the house, I suppose. If I'm building a family house, I probably will shove in loads of like junk on the floor. But this is quite a minimal house, like I said, so whatevs. And by PS, this bathroom was kind of hard to do just because I'm not used to doing such a large space for a bathroom. And it even when it was finished, like completely, I looked at it for a while and was just like, is it? I feel like I can put more in. And when I do big houses or big rooms, I feel like that quite a lot. It can be quite daunting to fill space in The Sims 4 with only so much stuff that, you can fill it with. Because obviously some of the stuff has purposes that Sims can use, and you have to make sure that they're able to use it, because people will be like, why did you use that? It's, an activity. And I'll be like, it looked nice in the corner. And obviously I'm ripping myself off here with that little idea I got from my, I think I used it in the Cole house. I think, yeah. And possibly in Movers and Shakers. I'm just copying, pasting myself now. No, I'm joking. But, I think everyone does that when they find out a little thing that they like to do in their houses in The Sims. They really try and introduce it to most of their builds from then on until they find something new. So then, obviously, moving down to the entertainment suite, which I have already moved down to, I'm well aware. I just wanted to finish my points, like I say. This is the study nook, obviously, I think you can tell. It's kind of simple. I didn't want to do anything because I didn't have enough room to dedicate a room to a study. So I kind of decided to keep it under the stairs, and I needed to fill this space out anyway. So it worked out. And then this is the butler's bedroom. Like I said, you could change it into a fourth bedroom if you need it, if you need the space or whatevs. Or you've got, like, I don't know, the parents, the old people who've made your current family. They need to live somewhere before they die. Then, yeah, they can come downstairs. I don't know why I gave it a double door, but it just, I don't know, it filled out and evened out the hallway a little bit. So whatevs. It's a very minimal room, just FYI, because I figured, like, it's either a butler's room or a guest room or a fourth bedroom. So it's never going to be as cluttered as the other ones that get used constantly by actual people. So, oh my God, I don't mean like butlers aren't people. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping you can tell that this is the gym by here, which is kind of why I wanted to give it the glass doors and the little window to the front, because I just thought, like, it added, it made it look like a gym properly, I feel. Like, in most people's houses who have gyms, they usually have, like, a glass doorway into it. One person I've seen had, like, an entire wall of glass into their gym, and I was like, this was expensive, surely. But whatevs. Obviously wanted to use, like, a red theme in here. I don't know why. I just figured you'll kind of see with the bathrooms, because I do like the bathroom to the butler's room is a green, and this one is a red to the gym to match the gym. It's obviously quite a minimal gym, and I put speakers in because I wanted to, you work out with music and TV on the running machine, because why not? And then obviously I wanted a purpose fit bathroom for the gym, like, so you could just get off the run machine and go straight in the shower and then go straight out instead of having to go upstairs to your ensuite or your main bathroom or whatever. So yeah, that's what this is. And I quite like using the, I don't know, the big square red thing that I got in the gym and in this bathroom, sorry. And then I obviously brought in the little rug from, I don't know what pack that's from, but I think it's from Dino, possibly. It just looks like it drains out excess water. It looks quite industrial. I liked it, and I figured it looked good, and it brought in a black to the floor that I couldn't necessarily put in with the rug because of the shape of the bathroom itself. So yeah, that's basically that. And then obviously moving on to the ensuite to the butler's room, like I did say, basically a copy and paste. It really is just green as opposed to red. But then obviously I used a cheaper toilet because the butler's room or the guest room, it's not as important. And I figured using expensive toilets all the time is really what amps up the price of my builds. Like, I really go all out with bathrooms, and I don't really care what the price of certain things is as long as they match. So yeah. And then obviously I think you can tell by here, this is the cinema, and I do a really cool little thing. Well, I think it's cool. Like, the whole hallway down is littered with posters of movies to make it look like, like a set. Not set. Oh my God, lol. Just like you're actually in the cinema, when they have like the posters of all the films. So I thought that was quite cute. And then a little bar, because I figured you could grab like a drink before you sit down and watch your film. Obviously I brought in like the little menu thing, because once again, it's cute and it's quirky, so who really cares? And then surprise, surprise, my favorite VIP bucket in the world. Which I realize you have to like go on a date and get to earn that, but whatevs. And then just I wanted to put like, I thought the little sign would be quite cute above the computer. Like I love the little neon signs that we have in The Sims 4. They add a little bit of like life and fun to build sometimes, like takes away the seriousness. And then obviously I've never had a chance to use like the indoor cinema screen, and I finally figured out why not use it as a cinema room. I'll use it in a cinema room because that's what it's made for, and it works. They do get up, mind, constantly. They can't sit there and enjoy the film. They constantly switch their seats, which is why maybe you have to have 6 people to watch a film and they won't move. I don't know. So obviously the pictures, like I did say, and that pretty much covers the basement level, the entertainment level, or whatever you want to call it. And obviously, moving on to lighting up the pool with some pool lights, I guess you could, I mean, that's what they're called, right? I mean, I've used the floor ones I don't class as pool lights because I like to use those outside of the pool because they're like actual spotlights. I wish we could find a way to just shove them on the ceiling and I could do them. Oh, they would look so, oh, I miss spotlights. Damn. Sorry, sidetracked just a little bit. And then moving on to just a little outside area. I wanted to keep it very minimal outside, so I didn't dress it up too much. I just gave like a sitting area with like a little, a PS. I love doing that like little candle thing because that's so big right now. Like it's been big for about 3-4 years now, to be honest. People just like putting them outside by their pools, by their barbecues, like assortments of massive candle like holders. I don't know, just it looks cute and it's inviting in a way. So guys, we are coming to the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please give it a like and maybe possibly subscribe to the channel because I have 4 now. The build will be on the gallery under my name, The Sim Depot. Yeah, thanks. Oh, by the way, I do finish the shrubbery and the like landscaping on the outside, but I cut it out for you guys because who really wants to see that? So enjoy the final footage and I'll see you guys again pretty soon. Bye.